guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I haven't posted since my Chicago video. For those that watched it, Chicago didn't go to plan. There was just a lot of disaster in the run up to it with my injury, then a car accident. It was just a nightmare, and Chicago Marathon was really, really hard for me. But obviously now time's passed. We're in December. It's been 2 months since the marathon. I'm obviously chuffed that I ticked off my 3rd star. I definitely found Chicago the hardest marathon I have done. Despite the course being like known as flat and fast, with obviously the men breaking the world record on the course that day, which was amazing. The course was busy and it was hard. There was a lot of corners, and the American support out there is absolutely amazing. You just got to think of London, and it's on a whole new scale. So when you're struggling and stuff, it was very overwhelming and everything like that. And I knew going into this marathon, Chicago, with the injury and everything that went on, it was never going to be my greatest marathon. So it's ticked off. I have taken time to recover. I have taken like a huge step back. I am still running. But like last week, I only ran twice a week. I am just being sensible, getting on top of my knee injury, and touch wood, I have had no issues with my knee whatsoever, which is perfect to start the new year in a few weeks, with plenty of races planned. So that was just sort of my plan after Chicago, was to just get on top of the injury. I've not done any races since Chicago. I have done 2 pacing events. I did the Leeds Abbey Dash, and then I was asked to pace the Gainsborough, sorry, I'm just hiccuping, the Gainsborough 10K by Tape to Tape. So that was quite exciting. So I did 75 minutes at Leeds Abbey Dash and then 65 minutes at Gainsborough. But I don't have anything planned for this year, and I didn't plan on doing anything because I know I just needed to race. The pacing was just a good way to sort of keep my legs ticking over, really, and keep me within it, you know. At the minute, I'm just sort of doing club runs and park run. I'm not really going out and doing any runs for myself. And I think it has been a massive help. I just needed that rest after Chicago. So my plan was to do a video for you guys as like an update with what's coming up, obviously, because I haven't done any filming. I do actually have a Jesmond parkrun video from Great North Run, which I've just completely forgot to edit. I may try get it out, but it's been a few months late. But I suppose it's still a gorgeous parkrun, so I might as well try get it edited. So in my prep for actually doing this video, my club actually drew the London Marathon Club ballot, and I was selected. Which was a complete shock. Obviously, when I was selected, it was 19 weeks. It's 18 weeks to the marathon on Sunday. 19 weeks on Sunday? I think it's 19 weeks, because my plan is 18 weeks. So I found out, I think it was Thursday I found out. It's now Monday. I've not had any time to think about it. I actually already had a hotel booked for London Marathon, because Stuart's place, when you're ridiculously fast, you can just decide to do it at a later date. So Stuart can apply for a championship spot, whereas if you're a sub 240 marathon runner or a sub 72 half marathon runner, which Stuart is, so he was going to apply for that in January. He didn't know if he was going to go for Manchester or London, so we'd already booked our hotel prior, so I was quite lucky really that there's a few of us already going. A couple of my friends are already doing it. One already got in the ballot place, the other got in a good for age place, so that's quite nice. There's a few of us going. So it's been a bit mad because I was going to do like a little thing saying I wanted to sort of concentrate on the lower stuff and all like that, and then I got into London. So yeah, I am excited, even though I don't feel like I'm showing I'm excited. It's a lot to take in. But I do feel like it's that chance to give Project 444 another go after Chicago training was such a disaster. Whether I decide to call it Project 444, I don't know. since the injury, I've not really pushed myself. I've not really pushed myself at all these last few months, and it's really hard to gauge where I'm actually at in my running, because I did pace half marathons this year, but the 3 half marathons I did for myself, I pulled out of Chester in May, just because I wasn't feeling well. I pulled out 4 miles, and then with Great North Run, it was 4 days after my car accident, and then during a Humber Coastal half, I fell over and quite badly injured my leg. So I haven't actually run a half marathon, and when I did my 10 milers, they were at the beginning of the year and I ran them really well, but I've not done anything since. So at the minute, I have no idea where I am. So I have no idea if Project 444 is even doable, so I'm going to start the training on Monday the 18th, which will give me like an 18-week countdown, and these obviously next 2 weeks are the build-up around Christmas, so it'll just be like a build-up to get me back. I normally run 5 days a week, but since the marathon, I've sort of done like 2, 3, sometimes 4, just to get myself rested. So I don't want to then jump into 5 days, because I think it'll just be too risky. So this is my chance now, these next 2 weeks, to build it back up and then sort of hit the marathon training on the 1st of January, which works out quite nice because it's Monday the 1st of January, which is just like perfect. So that's the plan. So it's a bit mad. So I am going to film the London training series like I wanted to for Chicago. I want it to use me to get motivated. After Chicago, I felt so deflated and so disappointed that I sort of kicked myself into shape a little bit. I've been eating much healthier. I've actually been having proper meals rather than snacking, and just all stuff like that. So it's sort of been the perfect prep without realising it was prep. So that's quite nice. And we'll just see, I guess, how we go. So I'll see how these next 2 weeks go. I'm going to try film these next 2 weeks, but I don't know how much content will be in it. But definitely it will start, if not on the 1st of January, which is really exciting. So yeah, London 2024, here we come. That was unexpected. I have obviously done London Marathon before. I did it last time in 2022, but it was the week after Berlin. So I'm excited to actually do London when I'm not feeling so crap, doing it a week after a marathon that I'd done a huge PB on. But equally, this is quite new to me as well, because it is training December to April. All my marathons have always been later on. Obviously, I've done Berlin twice, I did London, and I've done Chicago. So, and when I did London, it was obviously the October one. So all my training has been marathon training. Now, I have done Manchester Marathon before, back in 2019, but I didn't really run it. I had to have an operation halfway through my training, so I took quite a lot of time of training out. So for Manchester, it was mainly run walking, and I did it with friends. So although I did get some runs in, it wasn't proper training due to me having to dip out for this operation. So this is my first training block in the winter. And as much as I'm not a summer person because I'm so pale, it's always warm when I did like Berlin and Chicago, so it didn't matter. Whereas I'm now doing winter training where it's really cold, and then London's always warm in April. Even though it's April, it always seems to be warm. As obviously I've spectated London before, so it's going to be different. It's different because it's darker nights, miserable weekends, having to wrap up a lot warm. I'm used to going out in my shorts and vests, taking as much fluid as I can, whereas now it's going to be cold, it's going to be miserable, probably going to be wet. So it's completely different training for me. Maybe it's what I need, something completely different. We'll see. And obviously this is the first training block where I'll be able to have every weekend off. Obviously I would have been the same for Chicago, but with injury I wasn't able to train as much. With the other marathons, I worked odd weekends, so I had to proper juggle it around, whereas now I've got every single weekend off. I can just dedicate the weekend to long runs. So in all fairness, it's like perfect, but I guess that's we just hope it's perfect. It's easier said than done, isn't it, in marathon training? But I am excited. I feel honoured to have been picked for the club. It's nerve-wracking, but we'll see. I think being picked with just like 18 and a bit weeks to go was just crazy. It's not given me any time to really sit and panic. I've been seeing the posts on London Marathon anyway, like the countdown. I've been like, oh, that's cool. And just like now actually being part of it, it really doesn't feel real. Especially when I got the email inviting me to sign up. It's just so surreal. But it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Nervous because I've done so little these past few months, but I think I did just need it, like I said earlier. But yeah, the plan is still to do New York next year as well. Obviously, that was the plan. I think we are going to look at doing it maybe through sports tours rather than a ballot. I'm not 100% sure yet. John and Stuart have already got sort of their fast club places, but it's not guaranteed like it is Chicago. It works on like fastest first, a bit like London. So we would still really like to do New York, so we're going to look into our options. That's not till November, but equally New York's like a much harder course. It's quite hilly, and I feel like now I've got London, it takes the pressure off of like putting everything into New York. I am going to do London, and it's really difficult because at this moment in time, honestly, I don't know how I feel about going for a time. When I got into Chicago, I was like, that is it. This is the time I want. But because of my injury, I guess I'm just a bit, I don't know, is it maybe nervous? I don't know, like apprehensive about it. Just the worry of getting injured. I don't want to go full throttle in and, sort of then disappoint myself for not getting the time. So I'll just see how it is, but I feel like it does take the pressure off of like the countdown, the many months to New York for going for a time. But maybe I do London and gauge where I'm at for New York. I don't know. I guess we just see how these next few weeks go. People keep telling me I've probably got more fitness than I think I have, but I think sometimes in the moment you just feel like you've got nothing. Sometimes I feel like I go to parkrun and I just really struggle, but then I did parkrun this week and I felt great. I guess it is just, I don't know, we'll see, we will see. So yeah, so I'll see. I don't know what I'll call the blog yet. I'm just sort of saying I'll see now. But I would like to sort of film a blog for you all, and a better one than Chicago, with much better content and less crying about injuries. I just want it to be fun. London is amazing. Like, I love it, and I'm excited to give it a go, not feeling rubbish a week after another marathon. It's nice to be able to put everything into London, because obviously prior it was everything into Berlin and London was in the background, sadly. Whereas it's nice to have London at the forefront of everything I'm doing right now. So yeah, we'll see. It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking, but we can do this. So I'm just hoping you'll all support me on this journey. I know a couple of you did message me on Instagram asking if I would redo the Project 444 series. So here it is. Let's go for it. Let's go for another series. Hopefully, let's get another sub 5 under my belt at London Marathon. And we'll just see how it goes. But I am really excited. I think I'm just sort of waffling on now, to be honest. But I think that pretty much covers everything I was going to chat to you about anyway. And I'll get this uploaded and then get a plan sort of finished. I'm mainly using the one that I had in place for Chicago, because obviously I didn't get a chance to use it really, which is a plan by Stuart, for those that watch Stuart's channel, SGS Fitness. And then obviously I've just changed a few bits myself because it's different races. And I will be doing rest days Wednesday and Fridays, so I'll be running the other days. And yeah, It's weird how real it's come in when it doesn't feel real. It's weird looking at a plan when you don't even feel like you're entered. I know someone else has messaged you on Instagram saying they got a club place as well, and they're a bit like, because it's so close. You just have time to think about it. But yeah, excited. Thank you to everyone that has wished me like congratulations and stuff on getting in London. And also for those that do follow me on Instagram, thank you to everyone that wished me congratulations on our engagement as well. So it's been quite an exciting week being engaged and the London Marathon. So don't know what my third good luck was. I had 3 lots of bad luck today with my car accident and like falling over, and I think I actually fell over twice in those shoes anyway. So hopefully it's now time for some good luck after some bad luck for this year. So yeah, thanks guys for those that have stuck around to follow and like subscribe to my channel. I know it has been quiet. I know I've been rubbish with replies as well. I have just sort of taken a break, but I do read all your comments. I do. I'm just a bit rubbish at replies, but I do always really appreciate it. So here we are, 1 week left till London Marathon training starts. Let's do this. Thanks guys, and I will see you at the start of the London Marathon training next week.